Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Build Your Best Life. I'm happy to be here with Dan this morning as we are having real talk. So I am delighted that you decided to join us because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join us here. So how are you this morning, Dan?
I am great. What a beautiful morning. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, most definitely. Anytime. So again, this month we are talking about blueprints for a great dad. And this morning, this topic, I think is going to hit a lot of different places. So I hope that it will be helpful. But, you know, it's all about real people, real topics, and real talk. And this is, to me, a very serious topic when it comes to co-parenting. So I hope that, again, everyone will enjoy it. But I do want to thank everybody, first off, for everything that you do for Build Your Best Life. We appreciate your prayers, your likes, your comments, your shares. It makes us feel really great when we see new people popping up. So thank you so very much. So again, this morning, our topic is teach equitable acts of mom. Teach equitable acts of mom. And if you look at that very closely, you can see that an acronym pops out, and that's TEAM. When you co-parent, you have to be a team. You need to work together. So we hope that that's something that comes out in our talk this morning. In most instances, it is a happy day when you welcome that bundle of joy into the world for the first time. You and your partner, your significant other, others have a child. It may be the happiest day of your life, or it may not be. But no matter how you start, sometimes life situations cause the two of you to part ways. Depending on the circumstances, it may be the best thing for you and that child. But regardless of the circumstances or how you feel about each other, when it comes to the best welfare of your child, you want to ensure you teach equitable acts of mom. You want to be a part of the best co-parenting team possible. What do you think, Dan? Do you agree or disagree? What are your thoughts?
I agree now. So, well, if the relationship do not work out, or you have a one night stand, or they move away, these dynamics should not come into play when you are not or are no longer in a committed relationship with your son's mother. So at that point, you still need to be in a relationship. In all these three things that I just given said, you still need to be in a relationship with that child, uh, not only to help build self morale for that child, but to show you still helping build his love for the mother and the father.
Okay. Well, in many instances, it can be a good breakup, bad breakup, whatever. But sometimes when people split up, things get a little hairy. But the courts sometimes have to come in and they come up with custody arrangements. And it may be due to the behaviors of both parents, someone not being truthful, whatever. But the court does their thing. And then whatever they say, that's what parents are supposed to abide by. Now, some of these are 50-50 custody. So however they arrange it, they just split the time equally. It may be month to month, week to week, or whatever, but it's 50-50 custody. Another one is where one parent has full custody, but the other parent has like every other weekend or 2 weekends a month. They may have a certain number of weeks during the summer. They may split up vacations or holidays between the two. But sometimes in these custody arrangements, they're needed, like I said. But what if one of the parents has something special going on? So it's not your week to have a child. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to this really special dinner, or I want a trip out of town, and I want to take our son with us. And the other parent will be, it's not your week, and they just want to be so rigid. We got a custody agreement, and it's not your weekend, and you can't have them. But that's not being equitable, in my opinion, with that mom. So yes, it's in writing. You got specific weekends, but this is a special occasion. And anytime, in my opinion, that a dad is trying to do what he's supposed to do and be involved in that child's life, the mom needs to be flexible, and vice versa. So I don't think that people should be so rigid. They need to be more flexible, because again, it's all about the child. It's not about each other. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree. In every action with or to the mother, do it with the child's feelings in mind. In other words, think about how you want your child to feel. And if you love him, you will do these different things. But can you do co-family trips? It might be important to the child. And sure, why not do it? Don't because you and the mother separated, or the relationship didn't work, you still can do do a family trip. That will give the child that, hey, my mom, my dad, it still loves me, although they're not together. Also, don't allow a new spouse or significant to others dictate how you spend your time with your child. You spend much as time you can with your child, because during his early stage of development, he need a male figure in his life. uh, that can show him different things, do different things with him, and build his morale. And that shows that you really care about your child. And there's no, regardless of the situation, that you still love him, and you'll spend time together. Also, don't let others dictate your spending. So don't let other people say, "Well, man, I won't spend no time with my child. Ain't we ain't together, that this, etc." No, that's not the problem. The thing is, you spend time with your child. That's your child. And if you want your child, your son, to be a caring, loving person, then you must be a caring, loving person. And that would solidify his feelings and keep him, I guess, a lovable person, not ones that hate different situations. So yeah, just spend, don't let nobody dictate or others dictate your spending time with your son.
I think, yeah, I agree. Those are some good tips. It's important that you're treating that child just as you would if you were in the house with them, and you have to do again what's best for the child. Be involved, spend time with them, and know nothing is about them. So I agree wholeheartedly. If you just joined us this morning, we are talking about teach equitable acts of mom, and we're talking about co-parenting. Uh, parents together as a team for their child. There's some things I believe that they never should do, and I'm going to talk about those. One is talk about your child's mom to the child. So, it's like, well, I don't think your mom should do this. Well, mom wouldn't let me go to this place or that place. Well, I don't know why she wouldn't let you go, blah, 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 blah. But you just talking about her. She's not there to defend herself. She might have had a reason why. But if you don't agree with it, you don't talk to that child and say to that child, well, I don't know why she wouldn't let you go. You should say, okay, so did y'all talk about it? Did she give you a reason why? Well, you need to ask her why. I'm pretty sure she had a good reason why she did that, even if you think, oh, here we go. You don't say that to the child. You wait and you get with that parent, the other parent, one-on-one, and y'all discuss it. And if she still feels the same way that she did, then, oh well. If she sees your point of view and say, okay, well, maybe I am a little too strict, then the next time it pops up, maybe she'll call you and get your input, or she'll do something differently. But you don't want that child to think, oh, if I don't like something, I can go to the other parent. You never ever should do that. That is not being a team. And we're talking about being a team. Another thing, never speak negatively about the mom or something they did. Oh, so I see your mom got a new car. Is she spending some of your child support money? If you think that she has to have reliable transportation in order to get the child where they need to go when that child is with her. But again, you don't have that conversation with the child. That's an adult conversation that you need to have with that other parent. You don't do that. I don't, every time I see her, she got her nails done, she got her hair done. What's going on? Is your mom that's none of your business. Again, you're being negative. You're teaching the child to be negative. You're teaching the child to nitpick. And you're teaching the child it's okay to talk about mom. And it's not. It's not okay to talk about dad. It's not okay to talk about mom. Again, if you have disagreements or something that you want to know, you go to the adult and have that conversation. That is not right. And that comes back on that child. Because again, when your child is in their formative years, no matter what you say, they watch what you do, and it's going to impact them later on in life. Because the way that you are treating their mom now, they think that's okay. So when they get in a relationship, they'll do the same thing. You cannot just do things. Choices have consequences. So those things that you just pop up and say and do, they will come back to cause harm. Not if maybe it doesn't do anything to you, but it can harm that child. And that is something that you don't want to do. They have enough things outside the household that are going on that you don't want to just throw things in that don't need to be addressed. Another thing is, don't ask the child questions about their mom's life. Y'all are not together. You may have still want to be with her and she don't want to be with you, or vice versa. Or you thought you didn't, but you just want to know everything. Don't question that child. That is not right. You wouldn't want the child questioning mom, about you and what you're doing. Be an adult, be mature. Again, teach equitable acts of mom. We're going to respect mom. I'm going to talk positive about mom. I'm not going to say anything behind her back, do any of those type things. I'm going to treat her like I would want her to treat me. We say the golden rule, but in doing that, you're teaching, if you're dad on here and you're listening to me, you're teaching that child how they should be with peers, their moms, and others, and in the future, a significant other that they would have in their lives. So it's just something that's really, really key that you need to do when you're doing this. And, I want to kind of go back when you're talking about when you have the situation and you were talking about you have a significant other or a new wife, and then they want to dictate to you what you need to do for your child. That is so wrong on so many different levels. I mean, that kind of like hit me after you passed by it. But, you have to be strong enough to stand up to that person and say, hey, hold up. We're going to treat my child, which should be our child. We shouldn't even be saying your child, my child. It's our children. And I want you to think about that child the same way I think about the children that you had before we got into the relationship. I never tell you not to do something, so why would you do that? And things like that is often important to talk about. I've talked before. A lot of things people need to talk out before they get in serious relationships and before they marry. And it's so, especially if you have children already, before you get in a relationship, you need to have that discussion, because I'm sure y'all seen and heard real life stories and stories on TVs about wicked stepmoms and wicked stepdads. So you don't want to put your child through that. That's not right. So I apologize, Dan, but I just wanted to go back to that.
Okay. But I like to add to that too. But why? My question, and I looked at it and I did research not research, experience with some other guys. Why you talk bad or even negative about the mother to the child? Well, my question I asked them was, she doing better than you are in life? She have more than you have in life? So you're forgetting that she's doing better than you, and you're not particular about that. So you want to down her to your son. That's not right. I agree that is not right. Don't talk about the mother to the child. And you could say, if anything, you could say, "Oh, your mom is doing great." You know, in other words, say good things about the mom if you're gonna talk about her. Your mama's doing great. Look at the things that she's getting, and she's just doing wonderful. Me and her not together, but she's still thriving. And you can't take a towel and badmouth the mom, because what that would do, it's gonna do a reverse on you. You badmouth the mom, then the son ain't gonna like you. Yeah. Why you badmouthing my mom? Well, your question asked, we was in a conversation. The question was asked, why my dad badmouth my mom? I don't like him doing that. Well, see, now here you go. You badmouthing the mom. You think it's hurting her, but it's really hurting you. So you really actually don't want to badmouth the mom. If you got something to say about the mom, something a little bit different about it, a different opinion, you always set up a meeting, give her a call, and do it in private and hash it out. You know, because like always the saying is, if you're doing great by yourself, and the other saying is, I could do bad by myself. So you're not lacking it because she's achieving more than you are. And that's why a lot of men talk about the moms to the child, which is wrong. I really think it is.
Yep. The food for thought, food for thought. Uh, Good thoughts. So, you have any closing thoughts that you want to throw out there?
Yeah, my closing thought, as a man, you do the best for your child. The relationship that you have with the mother, you don't have to love the mother, but since you all have something in common, you should have respect. Always respect the mother. You all respect each other, and that'll go a long ways. It would not only go a long ways in your life, but in the child's life. The child can pick up, the son can pick up, oh, I just love my mom and dad. They respect each other, and that's how I'm gonna be in my life. I'm gonna respect others. And I think that's one of the major things that they definitely, uh, parents, whether you the mom or you the father, respect one another. And also that way your child can respect you, your son can respect you, and he can grow up being a respectful person. So that's just something you have to do. Uh, don't give him that negativism where he done start, okay, they really don't care about me. Uh, because the way they talk, he don't never try to teach me nothing. He don't spend time with me. So you make that time, spend that time with that son, because it'll take him a long ways of him learning what life is more about, different things that he's coming up that he's learning, and that would better your life and better his life. So let's make sure you and the mom is on one accord and getting this child where he need to be. Thank you.
Thank you for those comments. And I hope you all enjoyed this talk that we had today. But I just want to say TEAM team. Team is critical as you work to ensure that your son has a normal, loving childhood that will head and lead them into building their best lives. That's what it's all about, being that supportive, involved parent that is teaching your child, loving them. And if you love them, you'll do everything positive for them and to them and talk to them about so that they will have the best life possible, because they, believe me, they mirror what they see, not so much what you say, but they mirror what they see. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you check out my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. Check out that blog that comes out each Monday at 10 a.m. And always keep an eye on our calendar of events. Please tune in Tuesday, June 25th for Blueprint for Success. My guest is going to be Isaiah Rucker Jr., and our topic is going to be win-win. Win-win. Please tune in again. That is Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you coming and joining us today. Remember that this year we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over all of your lives. God wants what? He wants you to have prosperity, not disaster. And he also wants you to have a future that you hope for. So please remember to design your blueprint for success based on the plans that God has given you. Put in the work and build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Dan and I appreciate you being here on Real Talk, and we'll see you next time.
And Coach Deborah, thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Everybody be blessed.